Hey guys, before I jump into today's BestBot game, I wanted to quickly address the light mode versus dark mode debate that's been ongoing in my comment sections the last couple of weeks. As you guys know, I used to always play with light mode on Woogles, and then when I got a new computer about a month ago, decided to experiment with dark mode to see how my viewers would receive it. And overall the response was positive. I would say more viewers than not did support the switch to dark mode. However, I noticed that among the viewers who preferred that I stay with light mode, some of the sentiments they expressed were a bit concerning. In particular, a lot of people mentioned that they found the videos almost unwatchable in dark mode because they couldn't make out the contrast between the different types of squares on the board, and they also couldn't tell whether tiles had been played by me or my opponent. Some people also expressed not being able to read the analyzer choices properly when I was doing analysis videos. And to me, all of this was very concerning. I don't want anyone to not be able to watch my videos at all just because of the graphics I choose. And I should also mention that my parents were among the people who strongly preferred light mode, and I know they religiously watch all my videos, and it's very important to me that they're able to continue doing so. So for all of those reasons, guys, I am going to be sticking with light mode for the foreseeable future. I know I've gone back to it the last couple of weeks, and some of you have been upset, so I felt it was the right thing to do to address that. I do apologize to those who prefer dark modes, but I hope this at least provides some clarity as to why I'm going to be sticking with light mode. And in the future, I'm certainly open to considering a different mode, especially if Woogles maybe develops something a little bit in between the two extremes, like a gray mode or some other color mode. Because I do agree that there are pros and cons to both of them, and maybe something in the middle would be worth developing. But at this moment, those are the two choices we have. And for the reasons I just expressed, I do feel right now it's best for me to stick with the light mode. So again, apologies if that's disappointing to some folks, but I appreciate your understanding. And now let's get back to Scrabble. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, and here we go. Game number 67 of my 100-game rematch against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We are, after today, going to be more than 2/3 of the way through this match. Wild week last week that resulted in two absolutely absurd and narrow victories for me. So we are now only 2 games back, 32 and 34. So if I can get 2 wins this week, we are all tied up. I'm sure BestBot's going to have something to say about that, though. And so will the tile bag. Dreadful opening rack for us. 2 I's and 3 O's. Pot opens with Peony. Is it worth making a play here? I am thinking no. Pisco is absolutely not worth it, keeping IOO and getting rid of the S. Q here surely can't be worth it for just 14. Chow for 12. Yeah, I mean, all these plays to me are just so weak. Ionic, I guess, gets rid of at least one more vowel, but it keeps 2 O's still. It's only 9 points, and it gives back several big hotspots, especially next to the I if the bot drew an X or something. This takes a front B and a front P, so I'm not a big fan of that. I think trading here is called for. Probably keep CIS, maybe, seems reasonable. Could even just keep an S or SC, but I'm okay with CIS, especially with a bunch of I's played and on my rack. It's fairly unlikely I'm going to get another one, so I like trade 4. Okay. It's a little better than what I last had, but still a bit vowel heavy. I don't think I have any bingos that play right now. If I get an M, I'll have Camisado, but that's not all that likely. Don't believe there's anything through the N or the P. So we'll see what the bot does. Just Avo for 14. Okay. At least the bot isn't scoring a huge number of points either, so that certainly helps us here stay in this game a little bit. Question is, what am I gonna do now? There's not really a good way for me to score points. I don't have like a cede or something. No E's have been played yet, so that does at least bode well for my chances of drawing an E. Maybe something like Chow for 14 looks reasonable. I wonder, is it possible that Avo was an X setup? I've seen BestBot do stuff like this before. It's possible. I mean, it could have played Avo above the P if it wasn't an X setup. So that's interesting. But it's not a guarantee by any means, I don't think, that it was. So we'll have to see if I want to try to block that. My options that block it are fairly weak. I mean, add. This leave is really not all that good. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't think I'm sure enough that it was an X setup to sacrifice and block it. I don't think so. Could have also just played Vox for 30, which is probably often better than setting up the X. So, alright, I'm going to play Chow. I don't see anything all that much better. Now I draw a bunch of consonants. Not... Okay, so it wasn't an X setup. It bingoes with Seaside now for 68. Okay. Not what I was really hoping for. I have a cool one. Oh, no. I thought I had drachmas for a second there, but didn't even fit, and it wouldn't be a good play. Maybe just HM for 28. Sleeve is a little constant heavy, but as long as I can draw an E, or even like an IO for advisor, I have a floating E. I feel like that's got to be best. I could play E-Roms for 36. It does open the board nicely, but it completely blows up my rack. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep better bingo leave, slow down the game a little bit. I have C-sides, I have the E. I don't think I need to panic like that just yet. Anything from this A? Not really. Yeah, I think HM is the play. I'm going to do that. Okay, I get a blank, which is certainly good. Should have some bingos here. Yeah, I see Vowards with a blank W for 79 with C-sides. Worth mentioning, Voward takes an S. Vanward, which is also good, does not take an S. So that's probably best, unless I can come up with a double-double, which is going to be, I think, fairly hard to do. Be surprised if there's a 9 through the C and the A with 3 A's. All right, so Tolt comes down. I have Vowards and Tolts, but that doesn't even hit a double, so I'm not a big fan of that. Let me see if I can find something a little bit better. There's also the possibility of ending in ST here, hooking C-sides. I don't think there's like a 10, some sort of avidities or something. It doesn't work. All right, so what other 7s are there besides Vowards? Surely there's something, right? Is it possible that that's the only 7? I guess anything's possible. Feels like there should be another one, but I don't actually see it off the top of my head. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the most logical blanks would be like an I or an E. There's nothing with either of those. I'm going to look for another 30 seconds or so, guys, but as of right now, the only thing I see at all that plays is Vowards. I don't see anything through that T either. Yeah, all right, I think that's all I got. So I am going to play it. And that's a pretty good draw there. Not going to bingo, but good mix of scoring tiles. Got an S and an E. So I'm trailing a little bit still, but not by a whole lot. The board is pretty tight, especially now that I put the V there. So Maker for 33. All right, I'm down by 42. That's not terrible. DJ, maybe? For 33. Now, it does set up an S hook. Oh, I have the last S, too. That's interesting. Okay, let's keep that in mind, guys. I have the last S, so that is nice. But it does give back some easy 4 or 5 tile plays on the right here that are going to score well and also take out the S hook, so it's not the best S hook. Now, there is a blank left, so I can't start doing any sort of crazy S setups just yet that stop like 1 before a triple. I do think I want to get rid of the J. Doesn't feel like there's a ton of great places to score with it. I guess I could play G'd and just be a lot more patient as well. That's an interesting strategy. Like, I'm down, but I have a very good rack here. I'm threatening buy on my next turn for like 30. So it's not crazy, I think, to just play it slow as opposed to forcing the issue with DJ, but Let's think about this for another moment. I don't think there's any merit to playing by first. I want to block the E and the R too. I don't want BestBot to bingo there and run away with it. So yeah, I think it's between Jeed and DJ. DJ normally looks better. I just, again, don't love the idea of giving back easy 40-point plays here. I mean, look at all those E's and O's left. It's pretty likely the bot's going to have a 5. I mean, if it just starts anything with an H or a W or something, like plays like Herd, that's over 40. It's just too easy, I think, for it to score 40 and take out my S hook. Like I said, the Y actually feels like a decent tile after G as well. Like, I know it's weird to play cautiously when you're down, but I'm not down much. I don't want to facilitate my being down more if the bot scores there on its next turn. Like, I don't think I'm in a bad position here at all, holding a nice lead with the last S. I think this is fine, honestly, to be a bit patient and then go for, like, buy and just the slow playing here. I'm going to try it. All right, well, I've got Breyers in the event I get a spot. All right, so it just plays Fortunately, that takes out my plan there of playing buy. So I need to come up with something else. Oh, how about Ambry? That's a nice play there for 20, keeping the fantastic leave. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It does open a little bit. It's not great to open an R with another R on my rack, but that leave is really strong still. Yeah, unfortunately, there's just not really a good place to score with that Y anymore. So I think this is probably fine. There's also the R in Maker. I guess I did leave that open, which might not necessarily be a bad thing for me now. RE bingos are still going to fit there, so let's keep that in mind. Yeah, Jeed was a very questionable decision. I have no idea if it was actually best, but for better or worse, that's what I did, so we got to live with it. And yeah, I think Ambry looks like a good play here. Dang. OOU was the draw. Definitely not what I was looking for at all. I feel like I've gone from just too many constants to too many vowels and back this game. I've struggled a little bit to balance my racks, but that's all right. Again, I'm still not down much. Like, it's still early enough. I don't think being down 20 is a cause for panic, especially on this board. Dang, bot keeps taking my spot. I was going to play Oka right there. I guess I got to play, like, Euro now. I just don't think it's worth it to fish with something like Onus, especially because I guess I can still hit the R on the right, but keeping another R is really going to hinder my chances at hitting either of the Rs, which are my best bingo lines. So I actually think I want to get rid of my R here, which I know sounds weird because it looks like a very strong tile on my rack. Yeah, Euro. I like keeping the A. There's only one A left. There's still a bunch of E's. Also, Euro does float an E here, which I don't mind necessarily. I also think the bot is probably vowel heavy after a key. There's also redo, actually. I should look here. I could do this, but again, I don't really want to keep my R. I think I'd actually rather play Euro. Pool's constant heavy. Scores more. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay. Do I have anything here? Otocyst. That keeps an A. It's a cool word, though. Anything through an R? I don't believe so. To an N. Or through the N and the S, even. Don't almost constants, but not quite. Tugger. Okay, for 16. Interesting. So I'm still down about 40. 2 here? See, the problem is that gives back a lot of underlaps if the bot has an E or an A. I don't love that. It's very hard to do anything here, though. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can really play. Like, I just don't want to allow the bot to score so much that it goes up by more than a bingo. That's the problem. 2 is, I mean, I guess let's think about like what really goes after GO, right? I mean, maybe not a whole lot. Yeah, I guess there's a B, D, R, X would hurt. There's not a whole lot though. And I do set up my A if the bot can't or chooses not to go there. I don't think it's crazy. I mean, my other options, I guess maybe, how about Oot here? This I think is a better play, actually. Yeah, this sets up my S. Like, I don't have a line to bingo right now ending in S, right? Obviously, piani is a plural of piano. That doesn't take an S. And this is rather annoying to address, too, I think, without just like a dinky 2-tile play. I think this is better, even though it's a 7-point sacrifice. Or 6-point sacrifice, I should say. Yeah, I think this is so much better positionally. I mean, I could also play Sooty, it's worth mentioning. That is 28. Feels weird to give up 18 points. But again, I don't like that this gives back easy underlaps and that the S is so valuable. It's my last S. Like, I know 18's a lot, but I really do think this is a better play for me at this point in the game. Like, I just think this makes the S such a powerful tile as opposed to giving it away and allowing big underlaps. I think this is a better play here. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And I drew Coltan. See? And like that's why setting up a place, guys, to bingo. All right, well, that sucks. That really sucks. That also blocks my bingo. Dang it. I was about to say, like, that's why setting up a spot ending in S is so good, because the majority of 7s that have an S, or a large percent of them at least, end in S. So now I do this maybe and try to set up the S with calls and set up the C. I guess I got to do this. I'm down 105. If I can get a big bingo, I mean, there's still QXZ. If I can somehow catch the bot with a bunch of stuff, I might still have some chances here. Call or Colt? Do I prefer ALNS or NOTS? That's interesting. It's close. What do I think hits the C better? Wonder if it's ALNS. I also kind of like keeping the O, though, for redo here. I think I'm going to go with call. It's close, but I think I'm going to go with call. Yeah. And there you go. Rontgens from the R. Well, now I'm glad I kept the O. If the bot blocks the R, I'm going to be pretty mad. Just a fair warning. Like, statistically, I don't know if you probably shouldn't. It should probably block the C. Yeah, if I can get Rontgens down and set up this S, and Rontgens is going to score probably close to 90. Yes, 88. If I can get that down, I'm definitely back in this game. Okay. Dang, I draw the Q, though, which is not good. The pool is a bit clunky, but yeah, drawing the Q is really, really bad here. Especially now that the U in Tugger is blocked. So I'm probably going to have to just dink it for 11 somewhere, which is not good. I mean, unless there are 4 I's, unless I try to save it for QI and go to try to outscore the bot, I don't see myself outscoring the bot without another bingo here, though. But we'll see. See, the problem, though, is, like, if I just drop the Q, what am I even hoping for? Linen for 10. Huh. Okay. Down 36. There's 4 in the bag. Yeah, I just don't... I think if I keep the Q... I mean, there is a U left, so I guess I could try to draw that somehow. Play, like, Fab somewhere. Goodness, I don't know. All right, I have a little time here. Let's use it. I think the real question, guys, I have to ask myself, right, is can I win this game without bingoing? That's always what you want to ask yourself if you're in a pre-endgame like this, a couple in the bag, and you're down a bit. Like, what are your paths to victory here? Obviously, bingoing is a possible path to victory, but that's hard to do when you have FBQ on your rack and few places to get rid of the Q. So if I have to try to bingo, then I got to ask myself whether I'm better off just dinking off the Q or whether I'm better off trying to keep the Q and hope to draw the U. If I think I can win without a bingo, then I mean, there's no way I win without a bingo, right? If I just drop off the Q for 11, I'm still down 25. There's some good scoring tiles left. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe if I draw the blank. Also, playing off a couple more tiles does give me some more chances at the blank, which the bot may or may not have with Linen. I mean, it could have just kept like INT or something. I don't know. It's interesting that it opened the bottom here, but I guess I figured if I play down there, I empty the bag, and it could probably time me better in the endgame. Huh. Yeah, this is a toughie. I could also play cede here. I mean, so like the problem with turnover here is, yeah, I get more chance at the blank, but I also don't want to draw like the W, probably don't want to draw the X with all the other high pointers on my rack. I mean, if this does give back stuff like Feek, but if I bingo out, I'll outrun that. If I draw the blank, the problem is like it's not even that easy to bingo here. I have to hit something with calls, although I have the A for Cola. Oh, you know what? Maybe then... So if I drop the Q, not here, maybe... Do I drop it here? Wow, this is actually tough. Where do I play off the Q if I am going to play the Q? I guess there's also caught here, which looks bad. Yeah, all the Q placements have drawbacks. I guess this one... Although it doesn't block for bait if I actually pull the blank. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like unless I try... Do I maybe play off FB and try to draw IU for Acquired or Quarita? That's a play, too. It's not crazy. Quarita's a lot of points. So obviously, any combination of blank IU would do it. Are the odds of that more or less than the odds of me just straight up drawing the blank on a Q drop? I don't know. I also think the bot probably had another I with Linen. Most likely, which makes it fairly unlikely I'm going to pull Quarita. Like, if there's only one I in the bag, having to draw two specific tiles as opposed to just one makes it a bit tougher. Yeah, I think I should drop the Q. See, the problem with dropping it here, though, is that the bot can just dink off an I for a lot. And here. I think here, then. Because then at least for bait still fits. And if I don't draw the blank, then maybe I can fish for it again or something if the bot doesn't empty. Or maybe I can, like, if I draw the X, maybe I can outscore in some universes if it has just absolute garbage. Maybe? I don't know. I have no clue here, guys. Honestly, this is a brutally tough position. I think I still like this better than trying to draw Quarita, though. But it's hard. I'm going to do this. I did get the X. Okay, that's interesting. It is very interesting. Okay. I'm not sure that's a good thing, but... Yeah, now it doesn't empty. Okay. I might have to try to... Yeah, and Forbade doesn't fit now either if I fish off the X. Is there any way I can win this? I mean, I have to assume I'm going to draw the blank. Surely. Like, if I don't draw the blank, I think I just lose. So I got to assume I'm going to draw it, but I still don't even know how I possibly win if I do pull the blank. Maybe I fish off something other than the X? Fish off the F or the B? Broad axe isn't going to fit. I don't even know what I'm fishing for. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, this... Bread? Does that win if I draw the blank, maybe? I can play, like, fax somewhere? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I have anywhere that high scoring to play fix or fax. That's the problem. Getting low on time, too. Can I try to set my X up or something? I don't know. I just don't think I see it. Can't play fix. It gives back unfix. I don't know. I give up. I got another F. Yuck. Yeah, I have no idea there, guys. I don't think there was really a way to win that. Even if I drew the blank, but maybe there was. I'll plug this into the engine after for sure. I mean, I do think I also had to go down there to block stuff like unwit and unfit. That would have been a lot. It might have just not been winnable. But yeah, now I'm obviously gonna lose. I guess BestBot doesn't have a bingo, or would have played it already. And BestBot just plays EN. I guess that sets up unwits, and it's pretty hard for me to block. Alright, I don't have time to calculate this. Yeah, I guess maybe I should just play... But if I play Fen, then I just give it back wife. Wait, am I X stuck? Oh, shoot. I think I just X stuck myself, guys. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I mean, I had no time, honestly. It wouldn't have affected the outcome of the game. But yeah, I guess I should... Should I have just played Docs, I guess? Yeah, I'm X stuck. Wow, that's wild. Oops. Yeah, I mean, like I said, at least it's only going to cost me some spread. Probably not even that much spread. Like, I doubt I can get that much more than unwits by slow playing. But that's pretty funny. Wow, haven't seen that in a while. An X stick. All right, well, BestBot's probably going to just keep taking forever now. So I might just pause the video and then come back when BestBot moves. We'll see if I don't time out, too. All right, BestBot played put, and yeah, I timed out. I was trying to pass, but my keyboard just wasn't registering for some reason. So what I'm going to do here, guys, for the spread is I'm going to plug this endgame into Macondo and see what it comes up with as the best line, and then just give BestBot the total score for that line. Because obviously I was going to keep passing. That seems like the fair thing to do. So let me do that right now. Hold on. All right, guys, so I plugged this into Macondo, and Macondo says BestBot would have won by 65 if I had continued passing with optimal play. So we're going to give BestBot that final score. 417 to 352 is what we're going to call this final for record-keeping purposes. Now, I also plugged in the pre-endgame. If we go just a couple of turns back to here where I played Bread into Macondo, and indeed, Macondo does not find any possible plays here that would win for me even if I drew the blank. So it appears I was completely lost here, which is a little bit validating. Now, let's go ahead and look at the rest of this game. So the bot opens with Peony, and it wants me to play Q for... Oh, I actually completely spaced on the C hook for Peony. Yeah, that one, I don't know why. Just another one of those hooks. I feel like I've missed it before, too. It's just... With a word like piano, you kind of naturally think, well, it's already a plural of piano. It doesn't take any hooks, but... Yeah, I'm still not sure I would play coup there, honestly, given how bad the leave is and how dangerous it is, putting the O next to the triple, also opening sixes to the triple word score, opening a big double-double line. I still think trading is fine, but I should have at least played that. And yeah, maybe on my next turn here, I probably should play Oka here, okay, instead of Chow. Yeah, Chow is also more here, although risky. Yeah, Oka looks great. Sets up two S-hooks with Soka and Oka's. Oka's clearly the play here, yeah. No, this is... I mean, equity-wise, it's not a massive mistake, but it's still like a 4 or 5 point mistake, and strategically, it's way better, just because this way, after Chow, I don't really have much of an S-hook, whereas after Oka, I have not just one, but two. Yeah, this is a fairly sizable strategic error, unfortunately. But yeah, now, of course, I didn't miss Panic, because I no longer had the C. HM looks pretty good. And then, all right, the bot plays Toll. Interesting. For going Keytal here, just to... play a bit more defensively. Yeah, normally the K is not a great tile to keep, but interesting to see how much the bot really wanted to take out that double-double line, and also probably the E and C side, as well as any sevens I could have just opened under the AM. So very defensive play there by the bot. I might have... Oh, I guess Kelter takes the front S for Skelter. That's why the bot didn't want to play there. Yeah, I probably would have just played Ketal. I mean, it's still... This looks pretty strong. It scores more points. It keeps RT. I don't think I would have played Tolt here, but interesting to see that's what BestBot goes with. And wow, Valwards was indeed the only playable bingo, so that's at least a good find on my part there. Bot plays Maker. Yeah, I don't think I like buy saving the J. Maybe I should have just played DJ. I don't know. I figured with all those E's and O's, it was just so likely the bot was going to have a score there that I liked keeping it tight with G. It didn't work out all that well for me, but I still think, yeah, like, see, if I played DJ, it would have played Haute, H-A-U-T-E, and that's 40 points. Or just about 40 points, and completely takes out the S hook. Like, that's what I figured, you know, it sets up a nice S hook, but the hook is just so unlikely to stay open that it didn't feel like it had a lot of value. So I actually don't think G is terrible. Ambry looks pretty good here. Bot with a bunch of vowels, yeah, takes out my spot. Like I said, I was very eager to play Oka there. It likes Avo, or maybe Ova, actually, setting up an S line. Yeah, this is actually not bad. Maybe Euro is a little bit too much of an overreaction. I still don't think it's terrible, though. AOS is not a bad leave with this pool. And like I said, getting rid of the R is not a bad thing, given I have 2 Rs I can hit for 8s. This does open that E, which unfortunately the bot used, but it could theoretically help me too. Yeah, Ova is definitely better than Avo holding the S here. I mean, granted, 7s there are going to score like nothing compared to other bingos, but at least it's still a bingo. Yeah, I could see either Ova or Euro. There is also some value to getting rid of the U with 2 more unseen, so I think Euro's fine. Bot plays Tugger, interesting. It's interesting how defensively the bot played this game, considering it didn't have that big a lead. I mean, Geeg here keeps a much better leave, and still blocks a little bit. Like, to me, that just looks more natural. But, yeah, decided it really wanted to take out that R, I guess. Interesting play. And then, let's see here. Ooh, Octavo. I did not see that. Yeah, that's got to be better. I still don't like cede, getting rid of the last S and opening down there. But yeah, Octavo is probably better. I still am okay with my play over 2. There's also Auto here. I guess I could just do that. Yeah, I didn't consider playing that either. Yeah, this game I feel like my board vision wasn't all that sharp, unfortunately. Missing Pianic, now missing a couple plays here. Yeah, Oot here I think might be a bit too much of a point sacrifice. Like, as nice as it is to open up that S line, I don't know if you want to be giving up that many points. Yeah, Octavo, I think, has got to be the play here. That still keeps a good leave. And this opens another bingo line, too, above the O. There aren't that many tiles, actually, in the bag that go above the O and are easy to end a word in, so it's not that big a scoring spot for the bot. Like, other than the Y, it's hard to end a long word in a W or a P or a B or anything like that. So this actually looks like a great play. Unfortunately, I just didn't come up with it. And then the bot bingos here. Talc is 6 more. Is that worth it? The leave is... LNOS feels a lot worse than NOST. Also, I'd actually rather put the C here, I think, without holding an E for EST, because bingos from the C will score more. Yeah, maybe Talc is slightly better just for the extra 6 points, but I still think Call is very reasonable in that spot. So the bot did have the blank here already. Okay, plays was... IINU blank actually is going to hit this C somewhat often with a constant heavy pull. Rontgens, and then, yeah, I figured here the bot had another I. Okay, so it had IU blank. Why didn't it play Inulin? Oh, maybe because of the Q. That's actually smart. Yeah, okay, it didn't play because of the Q. I figured if it draws the Q here, it's in great shape. Yeah, and even if it doesn't draw the Q, like IU blank with 4 vowels, 11 consonants in this kind of pool is actually not bad. Yeah, that's a very heads-up play by the bot there. Really taking advantage of the unseen pool. That looks like a very good play. You definitely want to take out that S for bingos. And then, yeah, this turn, I guess I could have played Bread immediately. That surely loses, though. I mean, keeping FQ, emptying the bag, yeah, that never wins. I mean, I'm down a tempo. I'm only up a point. Yeah, that's going to just lose. Feds. Yeah, I mean, I think whatever I do here, I'm going to need, I'm going to need the blank, and I'm going to need a miracle draw to go with it. I still don't think QI is terrible. I mean, going pretty much all out for the blank there with Forbade. I just don't know. Like, I still think, again, based on Linen, I think there's a chance it doesn't have the blank. It turns out it did, but I think it's almost guaranteed to have another I. So my odds of hitting Querida just felt so slim that I feel like I'm better off just going all out for the blank. Yeah, honestly, I don't mind this play. And like I said, when I played Bread here, there's no win. Yeah, and then this endgame, I guess I should just play Docs here, but it's not going to fare much better, honestly, after the bot just plays Unwits, because that's still 39. It's going to get another 16, so 55. Yeah, I guess, and what did we say? I lost by 65 in reality. So I only bled about 10 spread points, honestly, by X-sticking myself. That's how bad this FFX is on this board. And yeah, that's about it. Like I said, BestBot would have won by 65 if I didn't time out. So 417, 352. Yeah, not my best game here. No, like, mammoth-sized mistakes, but just way too many small to medium mistakes here. I cannot be making. The bot played way better than me this game. Yeah, missing Pianic early on. Oot over Octavo was a pretty bad play. Yeah, not a good game for me, unfortunately. Again, nothing like crazy egregious. I didn't miss any obvious bingos or 60-point plays or anything, but, you know, those 6-8 point mistakes, guys, especially multiple of them, they add up, and you can't be doing that against BestBot. So, unfortunate. You know, not my best game, so I can't really complain too much, but still some interesting turns. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate your support as always. Thanks so much for watching my videos, and I look forward to seeing you all soon for the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.